you guys are called the system. I think it would be silly for me not to ask you to kind of codify just the system. What is the system? When somebody joins ACN, I think as somebody in law enforcement, maybe you also really gravitated towards the fact that there's systems and that there's specific steps and that things are done in certain orders. And there's a reason why.
Yeah,
So
just to interrupt, because we just had the first Canadian LCC about a month ago. So there's a whole 90-day game plan that, right, everyone across Canada is doing, working intensely with Matthew and Larry Raskin. So there is a lot of new people joining everyone's teams across the board. So especially that system when you are in that, like a 90-day run of having new people join your team.
It's funny you say that. So I was sitting in my first exposure to an event was a gentleman getting us started, was at the time was called team coordinator, which would be like a regional coordinator today. So I was told, hey, Ryan, because we were in the business, but they're like, the ACN was different 20 years ago, guys. There's a different way in which the business was built 20 years ago versus the way it was built today. So now we're able to enroll people any time of the month, and it counts towards production and qualification. Back in the day, if you were not an RC by the first day of that month, all that production for that month was that production was all being given to your upline, right? So the cabs were all being earned by the upline. So people would sandbag their business, hold off applications if they knew that they were going to promote, so that when they promoted, then they would have this land bash of production. Well, my wife's younger brother's getting promoted to team coordinator in like 15 days or some stupid number like that, right? Like freaking nature. And he's like, hey, I'm having this huge promotion. It's at this event in Anaheim. And that's when I was introduced to Larry Raskin. The legend himself was the mentor of our system from day one. So we were at the heels of Larry Raskin. We got into a room with 70 of our leaders that we had at that time. There were probably 25 languages spoken amongst our team at that time in his hotel suite. And Larry's like, let me tell you what's going to happen to this company and what can happen through your organization if you guys take this thing seriously. Global domination. You guys, this company, this team, this system that is followed. Now that's where the system came from. It was stolen from Larry Raskin, identifying the system. So there's a marketing mindset that went into our founding leader, Spencer, making Sugar Brother, who's like, that's going to be the name of our team, is the system, because no organization says anything or any training without saying the system. So by default, we're going to be in everybody's training every time they train, because you can't do a training without saying the system, which will be paying homage to us, which is really inferring Larry Raskin, which comes into building these 90-day cycles. And Larry will tell you himself, there are so many things that I know about Larry, about his journey, about his process. It has not been easy. It has not been a fairy tale story. It has been a lot of work and a lot of energy, but Larry himself is a legend, truly is a master of this business. So what the adaptation of the system was a process by which any person, no matter their walk of life or background, could plug into a system or plug into a team and generate results. So it's not about how much time can a person commit, it's their willingness and effort that we commit. See, if any of you have ever coached anything, I would rather coach someone with desire than someone with talent. I'll take desire over talent any day, because eventually my coaching to the kid with desire will beat that kid with talent. I just need time. So in our business, we're all about coaching and developing the people with desire more than the people just with talent. Now, we love the people that come into the business with talent, right? You find leaders, they say you find a leader, you don't develop them. Well, that's true and not true. I would say people have innate leadership abilities, but maybe that leadership ability wasn't yet visible on the outside yet, but they possessed it on the inside. So there are people that come to the business with credibility on a high level of success, like Kevin is another example, right? Back to a doctor, and that's credibility that is visible. I had credibility on a different scale. Within my sphere, I was a credible person. So again, we empower people to have success no matter what they do. So it's strength and posture and understanding what we're doing. And we're always stronger as a team than we are as an individual. So we try to help the people understand for the first time in their life They now have a team to rely on to help them succeed. And for the first time, they don't have to worry about it doing all themselves. Because let's be honest, outside of this environment, how many other people are really pouring into you? How many other people are helping you, not just give you coaching? Listen, freaking jump online and you'll find 400 people giving you coaching. But how many other people are going to get in the trenches with you? Who's going to be there helping you do the heavy lifting, getting the customers, like actually doing things with you? The answer is not very many people, right? I see myself like a personal trainer. I'm there exercising next to you. I'm not some fat body on the couch that's going to send down orders from on high about what you need to do. No. I'm going to be there with you. And I'm telling you, I dare you to outrun me. I dare you to try to outrun my wife, Megan. I dare you. I dare you to try us. Try us in the system to see if you can outproduce us. Because we're willing to put in 10 times the work you are, but your effort is necessary to make our 10-time multiplier go to power for you. Because without your efforts, our ability to multiply 10 times 0 is still 0. Does that make sense? But if you give me 1, I'll make that 1 10. You give me 2, I'm going to make it 20. You give me 3, I'll make it 30. I'll multiply whatever you give me. If you give me 0, my 10 still becomes 0. So you are the equation that matters. So we then break down the process and say, okay, here's what we're going to do to launch and build our business. Goes back to exactly what Larry Rasmussen's talking about. You guys have all heard it from LCC. Having Larry back in the trenches again, you guys, is like a breath of fresh air for me. Going back, I like having like flashbacks of 10 years, 15 years ago of having Larry mentoring us before, because he's all about posture, that language, that thing about commanding presence, right? Something about owning the space that you're in and realizing you're the captain of your ship. So the system came out of that ideology that it's about a team more than it is about an individual. And the system creates results through the multiplication efforts of the group. And as the group rises, not at the expense of the individuals, it rises all those around us.